Okay. Hey. This is our first test episode. Well, I guess I can't say test episode because we're doing it live. How you
Right.
doing?
I'm
How you
good. How are
doing?
you?
Well, my name is Darius D. McKinney. This is Let's Talk Human because we like to have a human conversation. When I say that, I'm talking about cut the persona, cut the fake conversation and have a real conversation, have real blunt, honest communication with each other. Check our personas of our academia and how we want to be perceived for favorability to the society. Cut all that and let's have a conversation where we're saying something or we're talking about something, but we give our true opinions and we're not trying to have an opinion that's in our head, but we're not communicating it because it may not be favored by political views or social views or gender or whatever stuff like that. So I just say let's have a open conversation. The reason why I did this channel is because I did want to kind of like I have a podcast called Individual Perspective, and it's all bells and whistles and all the graphics and everything like that. And sometimes that can stop you from just coming in and have a conversation. You just all that bells and whistles. Going to get grab clips and just, articles that I want to talk about, or video clips I want to talk about, or um, reaction stuff that I want to communicate on, and everything, and videos that I want to react to, or situations that's going on that I want to react to. I have to do such a curating that it would take like 4 hours, 5 hours to set it up, and then you got to do another hour or so to do the podcast, and then by the time you feel like you to click live, you're like, I'm not even energetic how it was. So Let's Talk Human is where I cut to the chase. We just come straight in and we have a conversation. You know what I mean? So what we're doing is my co-pilot here, Tiffany D. Young. She's kind of coming in to help me kind of just do my first where I'm not bloviating to the camera by myself for a couple hours. I'm bringing her in so she can kind of have a conversation with me, and we can just we're gonna randomly talk about opinions right now. We're not gonna do any reaction video because I want our first video to be about our personalities, our conversations, or what we want to say about a certain situation. And forget my background; it's just just something I wrestled up real quick, and I'll clean it up in a second. Well, I'll clean it up on the next one. Um, so what I wanted to do, and I'm looking at us live. I'm checking to see are we live and does it look good and everything, and it looks good. I like it. It's really cool. So um, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Exhausted,
uh,
always,
I mean,
always.
we can always talk about being exhausted. It's real life, It ain't no,
Right.
it ain't no joke. Life be
Well,
life and all the
yeah,
time.
I hear that. I hear that. It does. It does.
Yes.
Then it's so much because I would say that one of the things I like about like, and I would even tell younger people and people kind of coming into the podcast world and everything, um that the one of the greatest things about life is that you could kind of improve on ideas and thought process on things that happen, and as long as you keep living, as long as you keep fighting, as long as you keep pushing, you can always come through the horizon or be awakened or be how can I say improved in a way. It's not
Yeah.
that you're not great and who we are is not great. It's just you want to kind of be able to um how can I say, like, come to some realization and improve and be say, you know what, I can come at that another way, or I can improve on that, or I can give something to that more than I did the first time I came into contact with it and everything. And it's a point of, like, evolving. And
As
it's
far as podcasting
in
or
life.
just anything.
In
Okay.
life,
Yeah.
you want to be able to give yourself the ability to. A lot of people, when they're going through what they're going through, it is it. That's it. That's that. They think that's the the totality of their life is what's happening now. How
That
bad it is,
situation right then
how
and there.
good it
Yes.
is,
Yes.
whatever it is. They kind of make it. They kind of put themselves in a situation where if it's good, then then it's their life is okay and their life is good and everything like that. If it's bad, then oh my God, this can't be improved. This
Right.
can't be evolved. I can't
Right.
evolve past this. I can't grow from this. I can't live and learn. And life is 100% about going through stuff. It's literally like snowboarding or skiing or riding a bike or something like that. You're gonna fall. You're gonna in order to know how to do it well, you're gonna kind of have a little, stumbling grounds or some I don't know what's wrong with my thing here. you know,
Test show.
yeah, test cell, yeah.
There you go.
But you're gonna um start off a little messy and then you're going to get better at it,
Right.
or even start off a little unexpert or a lack of expertise and then you're going to
Right.
become an expert. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? That's why they
Right.
say 10,000 hours. You know what I mean? 10,000
Right.
hours of doing anything, you
Or
are a
trial and
master.
error. Exactly.
Trial and error,
Exactly.
trial and error. And the reason why I didn't want to say trial and error, because it makes it seem like you're messing up or you're not doing so well in the beginning, but you may start off pretty good. But
Right.
in order to get to a place where you might say, when I seen this person, they were so up here. You may not get up there until you kind of find yourself in it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because even in the
Right.
podcasting, and I'm not talking about podcasting. I literally mean this
Just
for
talking about life
anything.
in general
Yeah.
and everything and the situations that we go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
100%. And to me, I don't mean to cut you off, but to me,
Okay.
no matter what we do in life, if it's the first time we are attempting something, it's always going to be a trial. It
Mhm.
always is going to be um just a test. It's not going to be perfect the first time. It's not going to be
Mhm.
perfect the second time. It probably will take you 25 times before you hit that one mark when it's really, really great. So until then, we always have to look at stuff, just like when we were taught in school, scientific method. When you
Mhm.
start with a scientific method, you have to test the hypotheses. You have to make it a hypothesis and you have to test it. We're always doing that in everything that we do. So no matter what we look at, it's always going to be trial and error. We
I
can
love that.
I mean, when you think about it, it's always going to be trial and error.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the reason why I'm talking about this in the beginning is because my view of human beings and where they want to go and what they want to achieve and their prosperity to their growth and everything is you are your answers,
Right. I
but
agree.
but we're built to feel that the best of us is comes from the external perspectives, not your perspective. You know what I'm saying? And I
Hmm.
think that can put you in a situation where you until somebody tap you on your shoulder and say you're doing a good job, you wouldn't even give yourself that benefit. Do you
Yeah.
understand that?
You
And
wouldn't give yourself the credit. Exactly.
yeah, and I think that's a traumatizing thing that's in the average human being. I always
Yes.
tell you that I don't like having conversations about the anomalies because that's it's like a lot of people, you get in conversations with them or you try to map them through a mindset and they will always say, oh, I don't do that, or um, that's not what I thought. And it's like, well, we're not really shaping what you think.
Right.
We're shaping how the majority people come into contact with life. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Even in the human conversation, how do you know when you're having a academia conversation, a political illogical point of view conversation, and a human to human conversation where it's very honest and real, and it's got a lot of love and passion and realness to it, and
Right.
it's something to come to a good conclusion. I
Right.
always say that like in Harvard, you can't even graduate from Harvard unless you fully understand the Socratic method. So it's the Socrates way of communication, because what it does is say, hey, we throw out this idea and we talk back and forth until whoever can't substantiate their argument, they
Right.
gotta say uncle. you
Hmm.
know so in that situation, that's how I always feel about um how I want to communicate. In When we do Let's Talk Human, I do want to kind of just me and you come in, or we bring other guests in here and everything, and we just kind of make sure that we are being very honest and open to being wrong, or
Yeah.
improved in our idealism, or like you have to submit when you're wrong. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
have to, when you're right, hey, prove it.
You're right.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Prove it.
saying?
Exactly.
And
Right.
but at the same time, like today, I was you sent me a text about something. I don't know what it
Oh
was.
yeah.
It was about um
The changing of the.
yeah, and I'm gonna go into that on the next episode we do later on today or something, or maybe the
Okay.
next hour or so, 2 hours or
Okay.
so, because I want to get some clips to represent my argument, and
Okay.
or not to represent my argument. I would like for us, like for example, and that's a good thing for me to bring up.
Right.
Like, okay, you say, and I guess they was trying to rename the Kennedy Center to
They did it.
Donald J. Trump thing, and I seen them doing putting the letters on there or something like that, because the Kennedy board members all unanimously voted for that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And, and it's two things into that story. One is that when he became president, it was so beat up and tacky and trashy, and it's like it's it's pretty much its essence, that he came in there and he did Trump stuff to it, where he like new carpet, new flooring, new walls, new rooms, new design to it, better chandeliers, all that stuff. It was like the way that they had it, they were just kind of almost just like using it, but not loving it. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Hmm.
okay, hey, Kennedy Center been there forever. Why y'all didn't do a renovation to this? Y'all do this every single year, every single president. Y'all have like y'all give awards to musicians and movie stars and all that stuff, like people like that. And y'all know this need to be improved.
Right.
Y'all know that
I.
y'all know this need a new renovation, and they didn't do it. So he came in there like he did it in the White House, where he's kind of like, nope, I don't want fake gold. Let's put real gold in here, and he'll open up his checkbook and he'll do it himself. So nobody can say like, okay, he's just spending a bunch of taxpayer money. He'll spend like $100 million on the gold.
But can we prove that that's his money though?
Yeah, absolutely.
How? How
They
can we?
have they have to file it. You can't do anything. You have to show receipts, like every from what the construction company got, and who they purchased it from, and who paid to who, what account it came from. You cannot. It is illegal to
Okay.
put.
It's a.
You
It's
can't
a.
even bring a poster in there. They can't bring like artwork into like the White House or anywhere
Well,
unless
I
it's.
understand that. I understand
Well,
exactly what
I'm
you're
using
saying.
that
It's
as an example.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
I
saying that
understand.
I'm saying that carpet, they cannot put anything down if it comes from a drug dealer, if it
Hmm.
comes from like a gangster, if it comes from like something where it's you don't know who it comes from.
Hmm.
Everybody got to say, hey, we gave donor money to that. It came from this company. this
Mm-hmm.
LLC, this account, and they got to show that transfer because it's IRS stuff. That's how they keep up with it.
Right.
So
Okay.
so
So
so so if there's nothing, that's the number one thing that you can't do because it's watched everywhere. It's watched by everybody. So when you, let's say, like when he put the gold, and I don't want to get too deep into this, but when he
mm,
put the gold um um carvings or gold medals and stuff like that inside the Oval Office, he can't put that in there until somebody signed to say, okay, that was, we tracked the money, we tracked the purchase, it's official. You get what I'm saying? And
I
now you
understand.
could put it in there because they wouldn't want anything, like they wouldn't want like China to pay for it. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mm-hmm.
So you got to show what bank account it came from and everything like that.
So just like you're saying that you do have to have all these precautions and these, these secondary, third, everybody has to know. It has not been done ever in history.
What?
And just the changing of the things that he's
Nah,
doing.
yeah.
If
You talking about the Kennedy Center
the
now.
Kennedy Center,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
that's not his decision. He can't do that. His you got to have the boards. It's like people that like,
It's not
Kennedy's
his it's not his
Kennedy's
decision, but he got a lot of pull. We have to admit
what?
that because
Well,
there
yeah, of course.
beef.
Hold on a second. He got a lot of pull, but you got to make a a board. Sorry about that because my voice was peaking. Was that modulating over your side? My
No, I
audio?
can hear you fine. I
Okay.
can hear you. Yeah.
You got to have people like the reason why I want to be clear with this is the board members to the Kennedy Center. They were there through the Obama years. They were there due to before Obama really, but they were there due to Obama years. They were there due Trump years. They was there due Biden years, and then they there do Trump years. Now these obviously under all of those presidents, they're different people, they're different situations that's going on. So whatever that board did about to for Obama, they liked him. Obama liked them. They interacted with each other. They got whatever they got with that situation. So on with Joe Biden. So it's not like a board that's like all Republicans. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no. It has nothing to do with Republicans. I'm just
I'm
going.
not saying you did.
No,
I'm
I'm just.
saying I want you to know that look. I don't think they should change the Kennedy Center. Let it be the Kennedy Center. If you want something else with your name,
That's all I was
you
about
get
to
what I'm
say. Look,
saying,
that's
dude.
all I was going to say. It's just that if we're going to talk and we're going to be talking specifically about communicating and talking human to human, just talking
Mm-hmm,
about different subjects,
mm-hmm. But
you
like
can go.
also hold that a second. Also, I shouldn't have brought this up because I wanted to have the actual reporting and then we talk about the reporting. Do you
Okay.
understand that? So
Yeah.
have the news report
Mm.
and then talk about the news report so we can make sure that we got, I'm not saying something and I'm not like, if I say something about the board, I better be right about that, but I want to show
Oh, no,
proof.
no.
I want to show proof
Absolutely.
about it because it's actually not accurate until I can show proof. So right now that I can't show proof, I don't want to even pass a judgment on the board. But I'm just
Okay.
saying I wanted to input that
Yeah.
it's not his decision. It's a board. It's the Kennedy board members that took a unanimous vote for it.
Right.
Now, as you said, I want to see what's the makeup of that board. And
No, that's not what I was going to say. Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't substantiate my argument until I can represent it as a free thinking board that these people
Right.
were there for a certain amount of time and they're bipartisan and everything like that, and let's
Right.
move forward with that conversation. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm just saying, even though, the committee in the board may be bipartisan, it may not be for one president or another. Yes, they had all this amount of time to make changes and updates to all these different centers and memorial places, libraries, all these places that are of historic value. They have had all this time, to update everything. But when you go to update it, no matter whose decision it is, no matter whose idea it was to put new carpet or to put beautiful chandeliers or to put, you know, updated paint here or a touch of this, you do not change a memorial site to represent a living person when a person who has been dead for so long and has been represented for something that he enjoyed and he loved for so long that's been on this building. If you're going to adapt the name, why would you put the Donald J. Trump and the John F. Kennedy? That's
Is that what they did?
disrespectful.
Look,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
got
No.
see,
No. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got
No.
see the
It's funny
update
because I.
to it because they were
Yeah.
doing this probably while I was doing something else and I didn't
Yeah.
get a chance to catch
But
up on the last three, four
that's
hours of the
my only
news.
thing. Yeah, that's my only thing. To if
Well,
you're gonna update it,
yeah.
if you're gonna touch it,
Look, I have no argument against what you say. I want you to know that there's two sides of the situation. And the
absolutely
reason why I'm kind of going towards the how can I say the that's it's funny and it's amusing and it's pretty
it's ballsy. I'm just gonna say
buzzy,
it's ballsy.
right? The
Just gonna
reason
say
why I'm kind of going towards that is because I never see anything or hear anything without context. I'm
right,
addicted to context.
right,
Where did we come from to get here?
right.
I'm addicted to that.
Hmm.
And I think that the great thing is most people, you can have your opinion about stuff and you don't really have to think of context.
Right.
But
But if you're gonna have a conversation for the sake of a conversation, I want to know
the
if we're gonna talk
context.
about context.
Yeah.
What?
And the context is that he's I what I want to do is I want to pull clips to talk about the Kennedy
Absolutely,
Center
absolutely.
because I want us to both be at even when we start talking about it.
Right.
Right now, I'm kind of going towards the remodel of it and what's the first walkthrough and what was the conversation of the walkthrough, how was it communicated with the people that worked there and before he got into office, and then when he got into office and he did the walkthrough with them and what they were saying to him and what he just took the initiative to like say, hey, I'm gonna like throughout my presidency, I'm gonna spend $1 billion renovating all kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying? So for
Hmm.
him to go into that mindset and do that, because he thinks he's making it look modern or improved and taking away things that are like, oh, come on, this is Washington. You can't have it looking like that. You can't have this looking like that, and he'll just cash out. So while he's doing that, while he's saying, no, hey, Google, Apple, all y'all, help me improve this stuff. Help me um make a bigger ballroom. Help me make the center better and all that stuff like that. Help me make Washington look real prestige. You get what I'm saying? And then they said, okay. And they're dumping hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's able to go around the whole city and he's able to improve major monuments and all that kind of stuff and give it real clean and improved stuff to make sure that it lasts a little bit longer. You get what I'm saying? And
Mm.
so I got the context of that. That's what happened before he started doing all this stuff. But when people don't talk about it like that, you know what I mean?
Mm.
They don't
Mm.
communicate it by that. They just communicated that he's just like this big giant goatee painting Washington. You know what I mean? Like he's just
Mm.
this big, flamboyant, wow person going through Washington, and he's kind of saying no, because for me, when I heard about all the gold that he was putting into the Oval Office, I said, yeah, look, it's 24 karat gold. And it's real gold. So who could argue about make it's an expensive ass room now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't like it because I didn't want him to put a lot of tacky stuff in there,
Yeah.
like too much gaudiness, and it really ignorant and looks
Right.
stupid. And then they did a 360 reveal of it, and it was so clean and so organized, and I'm like, man, that looks so clean. And it was like he didn't do Trump Tower or Trump Mar-a-Lago, what he would do to some of his locations to it. He kind of almost did whatever they did in the previous years of the White House. All he did was say, okay, that can be gold, that can be gold. Instead of painting that gold and painting the out painting the trimming gold and stuff, he decided to do real gold.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? So, and
Mm.
I was like, man, that looks so pretty. It looks
Mm.
really good, really historic. So
Mm.
he didn't damage the what it should look like for all presidents or the previous presidents to him. He kind of kept that, but whatever was painted gold, he made it real gold. You understand that?
Yeah, I would have to see. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got once you see it, it's beautiful. And all he did is he went to the vault of the White House vault and deep like presidents paintings and different people paintings that they never put up or anything. He went down there, different portraits, and he got those portraits and he put them up. You get what I'm saying? And that's all he did. That's what the difference that he did in there. So he did that through a lot of the different places. But look, I know. Look, people, I know I sound like a Trump supporter. I am, but also I know that there's some anti-Trumpers on here. You know what I mean? People are breaking. They kind of like they getting divorced. They breaking up with friends for if you're a Trump supporter or you're not a Trump supporter and stuff like that. So people are doing that, and I know that people may be watching this and I don't like him. You know what I mean? And
I
it's like
think that
she's a Kamala supporter. So don't fight me. It's like we got.
And I'm
both.
not gonna hate. Yes, we got. And I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate. I support my Kamala. Yes, I do. And guess what? We are human. We are able to agree to disagree. Okay.
Right. Not really, but right. I still don't. I don't have a hatred to that she's a Democrat or a liberal. I don't. But people feel like in order for you to be on here with me, you better hate me.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Never.
So it's like I'm my Uncle Tom, or I'm like going against the grain or something like that.
Since we're talking about that, since I'm gonna put this to the side right quick. Since we're talking about this, because I'm about to get deep into it for a second.
Go ahead.
I want people to understand you don't have to support either party. You can just support the idea of what a person has. You don't have to necessarily be Democratic or Republic or liberal or whatever the hell, left, right, upside down, in and out, whatever. I support people that support us as people.
I agree.
It doesn't matter what name you attach to it, Democrat or Republican, because there are some Republicans who think like Democrats. They just Republicans. You know what I'm saying? And there's people who are Democrats that think like Republicans. They'll never say it out loud, and they're just Democrats. We can agree to disagree. A lot of people say, no, you cannot do that. Yes, you can. We are human. I can look at you and say, face down, flat out, I do not support Trump. Some of his things that he talks about, I can't agree with on some subjects. Many things I don't, but that does not make me hate you or any other Trump supporter that supports him. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to get back to the idea of we are human. We are allowed to feel the way that we feel. We don't have to go around hating and killing each other just because we don't agree with everything. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. And the fact that you touched on that, I just want people to understand we can all support different things. We just do not have to take it to an extreme like that. It's not even that deep. Because truth be told, none of them fighting over us like that. I'm just gonna be real.
Well, it's good for you to say that, but I know that it's you lose some currency when you're open to have the conversation like me and you are,
Mm-hmm.
where like it's no way that you could be a supporter of Obama, a supporter of Biden, a supporter of Kamala, and sit and have a conversation with a Trump supporter. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well, you,
no way. And people think something's wrong with you, or or that um it's you're not strong enough to have a real true opposition to a person like me. You know what I'm saying? Because look,
and shame on them for thinking that way.
well, you say shame on them for thinking that way because you're in a bubble. You're secured away from them. But like if people start watching this, he starts seeing the comments and
Oh yeah.
everything,
Oh yeah. No, no, I
it's gonna
get
be
it.
pretty brutal on me.
It's
You know, and I don't know if they're gonna pass judgment on you and stuff like that. But
they probably will.
I know that I'm gonna get hit pretty hardcore. You get what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
Um,
but I understand.
because
But that's the risk that you take for your truth
well,
of
it's
how
not a
you
risk.
believe
It's
that.
not such a risk to me. You
Right.
guys are
Well, then
wrong.
there you go.
You
There you
guys
go.
are wrong. I'm
Okay.
right.
Okay. You feel you're right. I feel like I'm right. So there we go.
See, but no, see what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna um allow each other to have an opinion that is wrong.
Right. Facts. And
So
that's why we're
when
on
I
here for this.
that's what we're on here
And
for.
that's why we're on here for this.
So that's why I'm like, but it's our introduction episode, so people can see really how we're
Absolutely.
opposition on this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so
I
I just
love it.
wanted to kind of um
The backlash can be harsh. It can be really harsh because a lot of people are like hardcore, I'm gonna get you sucker type people, because you
mhm,
believe in such, something so strongly.
mhm,
But I'm gonna be real. My spirit overrides political nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So it's to me, it's always gonna be somebody that's against somebody. But I'm never gonna look at it that way. Never gonna look at it that way.
yeah, and me either. I kind of I think 2020 was hard for me because I felt like anybody that voted for Biden, you're kind of like you don't have any logic. And
Hmm.
it's like personality can make you do something that's against your own interests.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That's how I
Hmm.
felt. And
Okay.
I'm like, man, I can't. I don't care if it's family or friends. I can't mess around.
Hmm.
But I couldn't even keep a hold to that because it's like my family and my friends, and it's just like they shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to take a divide for some political view, or
Absolutely.
even if it's more than political view, because I do believe that politics is probably one of the top three most important things how you should run your life. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
it all it's a link to everything. The way you
Hmm.
are in politics is the way you are in business. The way you are in
Hmm.
business is the way you are in relationships.
Hmm.
So it's so the you hear people say, um, don't talk about politics at the Thanksgiving dinner table. You know what I mean?
You know how many times I done heard
And
that?
I think that it's impossible for you not to set a tone. I always feel like the reason why we're the way that we are now is because everybody stopped having 6 o'clock dinner, where you sit down with your family at 6 o'clock dinner, and You know, your kids say something crazy to you, and you say, "Okay, what was that?" You know what I mean? And
Right, right.
you have it out right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's such a lost thing of these
Right.
things where people come together. They have somebody say something. If I say something that's pretty stupid or crazy, it's for you to say, "Hey, that don't make sense because of this and this and this and this and this," and then I can say, "You're right," or "No, that perspective that you have is skewed from another person's perspective or another uh, ideological point of view perspective because this is the facts, this is the documents, this is the you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, being
That's
allowed to talk, just being allowed to have a conversation.
yeah.
Everybody needs to know how to check their temperatures
Mhm.
because some things are not meant for you to have a freaking heart attack over.
Yeah.
I tell you, I have come into look, I have my siblings, okay? If I bring up anything political in the gathering, they'll be like, "Can we not?" My sister, I love you. I love you. But she'll be like, "Can we not talk about politics right
Yeah.
now?"
Yeah.
It just brings the whole
Yeah.
and I'll be like, "Y'all not doing nothing but sitting here. Let's have a debate. Let's do something."
Right.
That's me. See, so I'm guilty. I like to cause.
Look,
I like to have a
look,
conversation.
I'm not against that. For me, I'm a person that I say do it.
Yes.
Everybody should do that. You
Yes.
know, and allow yourself to do it because you want to get to a how can I say a conclusion? Are you
Right.
right or are you wrong? Are you
Right.
emotional or are you logical?
Or
You get what I'm
just
saying?
how do you feel about this subject?
Well,
Why
you
is
can't.
it?
Wait, I don't want to. I don't want to say that because that's almost like a cop out. If you say something, you better be right about it. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? Why? Because other people they may watch you an opinion that me and you may be debating on something or
Mm-hmm.
a video clip or article or something that me and you may be talking about, and
Right.
they want to know what the real bigger picture of it is because they don't want to go watch 5 different shows or read 10
Right.
different articles and in
Right.
order to see if what me and you said was true or not. So
Right.
it's unfair for us to have a commentary about a news article or a political situation that happens or entertainment situation because even here me we're gonna be doing like reviewing movies and stuff like that. Me and you'll review
Right.
a movie, then we'll talk about it, and
Right.
we'll go to the theater and watch some stuff, and then we'll kind of come and do a review of it and stuff like
Right.
that. So, um,
So I'm not going nowhere. So hi.
so in that situation, a lot of stuff that we bring to here, people are gonna want to hear our opinions on it, but
Absolutely.
also at the end, before we close that segment up, we gotta be able to communicate who's right.
Right.
You may be right on something, and I may say, you know what, you may be right, but I think the time we're living in, I just gotta be an animal on this and be wrong. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Right.
but
Right.
we have to admit who's right or who's wrong.
Right.
That's what's hard about Let's Talk Human
Right.
because it is a human conversation. We're having a conversation, but
Absolutely.
it's going to be founded in the schematic method. It's going to be harnessed in the truth and honesty, and
Right.
an ability to analyze your own conclusion to
Right.
say if it's wrong or right. That way, when people turn it off, everything that we said, everything that we talked about will be
They're
pretty
gonna go
much
talk about it with somebody else because
well,
they're gonna.
or when they hear it again on the news or something like that, or somebody else's podcast, they would be like, you know what, they already went over this, and they already came to
Right.
that conclusion, and it seems like their show is holding up under scrutiny. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I always
Right.
say, I never do a podcast or I never do anything where I need to come back 10 to 20 more years from now and say, you know
Right.
what, that was wrong. I want to take that down. No,
Right.
if it comes out of my mouth, most most likely I'm gonna be able to represent it 20 years from now. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So so we kind of introduce ourselves on our political views and our our leanings and stuff like that. Um, I had another thing that I just wanted to conversate with you about. Man, I can't wait to go back on here in about another couple hours. I want to do this in a couple hours because I want to bring some clips up. I actually have some down here.
Okay.
But yeah, I already talked to you about that before the show started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some things up. That way we could come back on and we could review some clips and everything, and roll it. We've been on here for about 40 minutes. It's introducing guys. This is Let's Talk Human. We have human open conversations, and why I say Let's Talk Human, I'll say it again, is because a lot of people they have their persona having conversations with people on podcasts. It's like how they want to be represented. And it's sometimes it's not the truth. Sometimes it's not where they can represent what they said. You know what I mean? All it is, hey, this is how I feel, this is how I feel, this is how I feel. No, substantiate your argument and go through the process of listening to my response to what you said, or you listening to what, or me listening to what you're saying to what you said or I said, and then we say, okay, you know what, uncle, don't leave it where people just heard two people. I always say that my job is to make content and do podcasting and even something like this where we can start giving people alternatives to the cable networks and all that stuff that may be so biased, and they got so much money and they got so much influence to negativity that you don't even know what the truth is.
Right.
These people are giving their opinions to what's better for them in the long run. And most people want to do, they want to come home from work, or they want to be driving a truck, or they want to be working in the garden, or working in a factory, or whatever they're doing as a job. If they doing design or something like that, and they may put on a podcast, and one thing they want to do is they want to be more informed. They want to have a clear opinion of something once they take it off, that they don't go into a conversation with somebody that have more understanding than they did, but they are right with more information, and we just gave our opinions. Because I hate the liberal and the conservative and the Republican and the Democrat on a panel, and they bicker and bitch at each other.
Right.
And then the anchor just says, okay, let's go to the next topic. No. Who just told a lie?
Right.
Who just told the truth? I didn't watch that. So
I want some fact finding. Yes, I want to
know who was right. Okay, your opinion was your opinion. Your opinion was your opinion. Y'all seem very passionate about it, but who's right?
Right.
What's the data? But they want you to leave that show and then go read the report, or go watch the clip and stuff like that, or watch the interview, or watch the speech or something like that. And it's like, okay, then why did I have to look at y'all at 6 o'clock in the evening, where this is news time, 6 p.m. to 8 o'clock, 6 a.m. to 9 o'clock. That stuff's supposed to be concrete facts and truth.
Right.
If you're gonna interject opinion in that, then the anchor is supposed to have the responsibility of saying, okay, that's factual to the data, that's inaccurate. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to have the viewer, now they got to go do their own podcast. They got to go do their own news or journalism to find out. And I'm really, me and you, we may have to use Fox News clips or CNN clips or MSNBC clips or MS Now clips, New York Times, Washington Post. We may have to reference those things because we don't have our own newspaper or journalist network, so we got to go see what's the closest to possible accurate, and then report that to our viewers. But they have $2 billion to go
Right.
do. If Washington Post says something and they want to report it on their air, they need to go vet what Washington Post did.
Right.
And if it holds up to the scrutiny of vetting it and doing their own journalists reporting on it, then you bring it to the air. But
Right.
now all you see is all Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, all of them. All they do is quote what Washington Post just wrote.
Right.
No. Because Washington Post could have been lying. They could
Right.
have put their own persuasion on that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the factual data on it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say it's for us, the podcaster community, and influencer community, to give people the 24-hour real conversation. And I
Right.
just don't see it a lot. So even in our minuscule way of doing this podcast, I feel that we're gonna start that evolution. And my goal is that we do hundreds of hours of this stuff that people can kind of stay on our channels all the time.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But they're gonna get all the reporting that the news gave them because we're gonna be
Absolutely.
on it. We're gonna be on it. So I have, like I said, we have this Let's Talk Human channel. We have the individual perspective channel. And as much as I can, whatever channels that we're going to add on to it, we're going to kind of give people something to kind of just listen to and have a little bit more full conversation, the full evolution, the full sporadic method, meaning that the full conversation, and have it conclude with a conclusion. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So thank you, Tiffany, for joining me on this first outing.
You're welcome.
Hopefully people
Um,
watch this. We just
yeah.
started off. We're gonna have to watch this page. Um, don't post it everywhere, okay? Well, let's get up some
Don't
views.
post it everywhere. You're
Well,
gonna have to get used to it.
well, it's and I'll say this because we're starting off on this and everything like that.
Hmm.
Tiffany is a very accomplished writer. She has 14 books, I think it is. It's 14.
16, but that's whatever.
16.
We close. We
Okay.
close. We close.
You got two new ones, right?
Yep. Yep. Two
Okay.
new
So
ones.
and you want to give your website?
Sure. I'm author Tiffany D. Young. I write in different genres. I'm a multi-genre writer. You can follow me on Instagram and Threads as I am Tiffany D. Young. You can also find me on TikTok as author Tiffany D. Young. I am on Amazon under Tiffany D. Young. Follow me, follow me, follow me. And I do have a new podcast myself. It's called it's Tiffany D. Young, my podcast, My Way. It airs every Friday at 7 p.m. So I look forward to you guys checking me out.
And I'll put it on the next banner on the next episode. Make sure it's all in there. But like I said, Tiffany D. Young, and if you can rewind and listen to what her social media handles that she said. My name is Darius D. McKinney. Darasite Entertainment is my hub, my housing. It's where I do all my movies and
Yes,
different entertainment
awesome.
stuff. Right now, I could say I fought a war over the last 8 years. I was gonna do a do consultation on people film, but I actually end up going into doing about, I'll say, 5 to 6 films and everything. And you know, Tubi's a little messy, so I decided to not kind of go for my own gratification and do the projects that I did some justice. So I went into a deep dive and really kind of almost rebuilt my editing studio and everything, and kind of took some of the movies and polished them. I never released them, but they're all coming out. I just turned them over to distribution, so they should be all out in the next, I'll say, 60 to 90 days. So you'll see me posted on here, and I'll be giving links to all the movies, and we're getting approved for the Tubies and Peacock and Amazon Prime and all that stuff. And I'll talk about it when they give me an exact date and everything like that. But I've been hardcore working on giving some really good entertaining movies and everything that I just kind of felt like they look good and they meet up to the standards of Netflix and HBO and all that stuff like that. So it was, because I'm not a millionaire, it's you got to do some hardcore work. You got to work on them a little bit more longer than humanly possible that most people will ever give to independent films. That's why you see on Tubi and everything, a lot of things people just threw against the wall. And I see a lot of things on Tubi and a lot of stuff that they are good projects that they did, but they just didn't love it and give love
enough
to
to
it.
give that all. Yeah.
And so they kind of did it more to kind of turn a profit and get it onto the thing. And I think that's all good. I think they did a good thing with evolution to black cinema and everything by doing that. So what I did was, I kind of took a little bit more detail. I kind of did a lot of the sound design of like George Lucas stuff and James Cameron stuff and everything like that. And I kind of did a little bit more kind of quality control of what Netflix is doing for 4K and HDR and all that stuff like that. And I play deeper into that to give it more quality and visual stimulation to different TVs and projectors and all that stuff like that. So, Deicide Entertainment, we're going to be bringing a lot of films to you and everything. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. And we'll talk about that. I just wanted to introduce like what we're doing behind the scenes and in our own everyday 24 hours a day kind of stuff is hardcore. So I
Yeah.
want to be able to take some time out, do 30 minutes to an hour podcasting with Tiffany, and we're gonna really, yes, sometimes it's gonna be 2 to 3 hours, but
Yes, I
I
know,
I
right?
wanted I wanted to make sure that you guys understood that it's a lot of love and passion in legacy work and things that we've done, and it took a while for us to come here. You'll see a lot of different episodes that I did over, or even just talks that I did on this channel that I done throughout the year and stuff, because I went through an evolution over the last, I'll say, hardcore 12 to 24 months. And um and I and I was awakened to really how I needed to focus on all of this and everything. And I mean, I do about 25 people jobs. It is
That
pretty
is true. You're
hardcore,
not lying. You
you
are not
know,
lying. Yes.
and I'm doing it to the excellence. So
Right.
that made the road a little bit very, very aggressive and everything. So, but we got a system now, and I say, you know what? I think we got to just go on, Tiffany. We just do it. Just kind of have a conversation, have a
Do
quick
it.
introduction conversation, kind of get ourselves up to date on everything, and I'm able to kind of stick my head out of the editing room, and because I'm turning over these films for distribution and everything, and putting them in place where they could be given to the people and stuff like that. So I said, this is a good time for us to take an hour here, hour there, a couple hours here and there, and kind of give our opinion about life,
Right.
and different things that's going
Absolutely.
on. So
Absolutely.
I wanted to introduce y'all. I know that was a lot of individual human conversation about us, but
Interaction.
this is our introduction episode. It's just to kind of get you guys used to us, and that's why I said it's our first human conversation. That's what the
Yes.
name of this episode is.
And you know what? I enjoyed it. I know we're gonna have some very great and intense moments, but that's all right. We're looking forward to it,
It's all
right?
right. It's all right. So like I said, I'm gonna get some clips together. I'm gonna do a little some banners and stuff like that just to represent who you are and what you do and everything, and kind of be able to kind of really start talking about some stuff that's going on in our society,
Yeah.
culture and
It's so interesting because
politics. Yeah.
I we're both Leos, but we think two totally different ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are not the same.
Mhm.
but
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 I'm right.
You could be right in your head, but
Yeah, so
see,
that's what we got to prove.
but I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm ready.
Okay,
Let's go.
okay.
Let's get
So,
it.
I'll get you some rest and everything. We'll do another probably half an hour to an hour. Give me a couple hours. Hey guys, we'll see you guys on the next episode and check you out.
See ya.